Please, allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this white in my DNA, yeah, I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the table, strip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees, it's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner. Oh, do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Meet you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit West. He looks me in my eye and says, "You only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside." I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down.
All blessed greetings and salutations. Greetings, one and all. Come on in. This Get Day Friday, come on in. Come on in. You are now sitting with another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Brought to you by, powered by, sponsored by NOIVD, New Orleans National Voodoo Day. Please continue to visit, support, join us, volunteer, donate, and sponsor this powerful and historic cause. Become part of something extraordinary. New Orleans National Voodoo Day is not just an event. It's a movement that celebrates culture, fosters education, and connects people from around the globe. By sponsoring this event, you're supporting a tax deductible cause that preserves heritage, uplifts art and education, and fosters healing within the community and beyond. Your sponsorship goes beyond promoting your business. It demonstrates your commitment to cultural preservation and education while supporting a unique event that brings international recognition to New Orleans. Events like symposiums, art exhibitions, sacred processions, and global speakers offer unparalleled opportunities to honor history and inspire a brighter future. Supporting an event like this means empowering a community, enriching cultural understanding, and making a meaningful impact on the world. It connects your brand to a celebration that values unity, diversity, and progress while helping preserve traditions for generations to come. Join us in creating a legacy. Explore our sponsorship tiers and help us make New Orleans National Voodoo Day an unforgettable celebration. Together, we can uplift a community and inspire a world. Now, in our third year of existence, our third annual National New Orleans Voodoo Day will be May 19th and May 20th of 2026. And we certainly invite you to come on in, join us, be a part of. We had our weekly administrative meeting this evening, and a resounding question, issue, comment still revolves around what voodoo is and what is voodoo and what demonstration of voodoo do we acknowledge, do we accept. Voodoo derives from the term for deities used by the Fon people of West Africa and is a religion that believes all things have spirits. You might say that's animistic belief systems. In this religion, humans in the physical world and invisible spirits called Loa in Haiti or Orisha in Yoruba culture guide human and natural lives. The full voodoo faithful tend to the spirits with worship, devotion, and action. In their modern forms, these practices include community directly with spirits through dance, trance, rites to address a variety of personal and communal needs, communing with the ancestors, and the like. And as a religious system, voodoo keeps people in harmony with their spiritual ancestors and nature. The enslaved in New Orleans were not able to practice their religion openly. Instead, they co opted Catholic holy days and saints' feast days, disguising their service to their own gods, who included at that time Monsieur Dani, known in Haiti as Dambala, and Papa Labat. While practiced in New Orleans in the 19th century among both African Americans and whites, over time, voodoo became a hidden religion under the disapproving gaze of Protestant churches and law enforcement in the 20th century. Today, however, the voodoo faithful have become more open about their religious commitments, leading to its continued influence in cultural life and certainly in pop cultural demonstrations. And because voodoo developed as a spiritual system among those least powerful in Louisiana, its origins are not well documented. While some scholars trace it back to traditional religions among the Ewe, the Fon, Yoruba, and Congo peoples in Africa, and see evidence of it in Louisiana in the late 1700s, others caution against ascribing a direct connection. While the full history of Louisiana voodoo awaits further research, we do know that its practice had significant influence in the spiritual life in New Orleans, where voodoo was regionally distinct until the 1940s. But it now heavily influenced by voodoo from Haiti, uh, a voodoo certainly from West Africa, to include Akan practices and Yoruba practices, where it remains a prominent religion. Voodoo beliefs and rituals are intertwined with Mardi Gras masking traditions, particularly Black masking traditions. Since at least the 1800s, skeleton or skull and bone gangs have been a part of Black carnival, often dressed in Black costumes painted with white skeleton bones. The maskers act as both carnival town criers and spiritual guardians, rousing their community before dawn on Mardi Gras Day. Their signature warnings is "You next, you next, you next," as the Egungun like characters point at you. During such treks, Bruce Sunpai Barnes, big chief of the North Side Skull and Bone Gang, recognizes Papa Ogun, the god of iron and warfare, and the Haitian voodoo spirit family of Gede, guardians of the cemetery. The best known historical practitioner of New Orleans voodoo is the legendary Marie Laveau, said to have been born in 1801 and made her transition in 1881, who was a devout Catholic and a devotee of African spirituality and voodoo with four O's, a community leader. Both Big Chief Alfred Duche of the Flaming Arrows and Cardell Patterson, flag boy of the Uptown Warriors, have made suits in honor of the esteemed figure that Marie Laveau continues to be. And while some Black maskers honor the voodoo past, others infuse carnival with contemporary voodoo spirituality. Myself, the Divine Prince, who leads the House of the Divine Prince, a voodoo spiritual church seeking to bring lasting healing through the tribe to the community on Mardi Gras Day as Big Chief Black Hawk Voodoo, and bringing the remembrance of the Black spiritual church and practitioners, which stood in the gap between what we call traditional Louisiana voodoo and now this more contemporary demonstration. And so, as we continue our conversation, we certainly want to acknowledge those. Nina Lloyd, beloved, thank you for being so supportive and consistent and present, one of my beloved godchildren. Daniel Neal, a beloved community member, we certainly appreciate you and your support and participation for this platform. And we want to welcome our beloved co host, Joshua Nyland Tanner, my first priest, my wild man for Black Hawk Voodoo and local Louisiana resident, and our beloved Queen Mother, my sister wife, my best friend, my warring partner, the beloved Toni Val Martinez. Greetings, beloved.
Greetings, greetings, greetings to everyone in the listening area. How is everyone tonight? I hope everyone is well. Well, the hot topic today in Louisiana is the burning down of one of the largest left standing Nottoway plantation. While white people are lamenting its loss on social media and putting up pictures of its heyday, Blacks on social media are cheering, pouring libations on the side of the road as close as they can get to it, and basically rejoicing that it's burned down to the ground to ashes. Some saying a lot of ancestors are released due to the fire, myself included. I'm very interested to see what caused the fire, because at one time the fire was put out when all we could see was smoke coming from the building. They said the fire was out. The next thing you know, the fire came back with roaring flames, shooting up and consuming the whole building. A few hours after they said it was out, it caught them off guard. You know, they only leave a few firemen at the scene when they say a fire is out. So by the time they could get everyone back, it was fully engulfed in flames. Still standing, you could see the frame of it still standing, but it was on fire. It was like something unreal. I was going, why it ain't fell to the ground yet? But that's what's going on and what had my attention most of the day, besides the large number of prisoners that escaped from parish prison today. So, how's your day been, Prince?
Well, we certainly want to welcome Joshua to the conversations. Greetings and salutations, beloved.
Greetings, salutations. Hope you guys having a good day. Yeah, it's been a great day. I've been all over this state, moving around. Glad to be here this evening. And yeah, we had a really good meeting today, and it was very in our community here, and it was very needed. I feel conversations. I love it, but it's a beautiful thing. It could be tough. It could be difficult to get through, but we always find ways. We find common ground in everything that we do, and that's love for what we do. And we should all have that in common.
Well, you know, the burning of Nottoway Plantation is being attributed to Annabelle the doll.
Yeah, but Nottoway Plantation is in White Castle, Louisiana, and they got more closer plantations than that for her to burn.
Perhaps, but Nottoway certainly is the largest remaining antebellum plantation. And let's not forget Tales from the Hood. Where was that film? What slave mansion and plantation was that mansion in Tales from the Hood representing? So people will find a way to draw their connections to things.
Yes, yes. Well, the spotlight certainly is on Louisiana, and we might attribute that to Annabelle, because now New Orleans is on the national news looking quite embarrassed because so many prison inmates got out at one time.
Yeah, first they said 11, and then they said 10.
That goes to show you their incompetence. Immediately after they discovered the break and put everything on lockdown, they should have accounted for every inmate there and their name and number. Apparently, they didn't do that because they had one guy as escaped, and he never was escaped. He still was in the prison.
So that
So
made it 10.
apparently, they didn't do a good enough job of counting heads.
And they had to admit they don't know exactly when they disappeared, when they escaped.
Well, now they got video.
They only discovered it by way of the 8:30 a.m. check-in.
Well, that wasn't
Was
even
how they discovered it.
Well, that wasn't even supposed to be the check-in time. They was already at breakfast. They should have been counted before anyone even moved to go to the cafeteria for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It was discovered at breakfast. But now they have video showing them running out the salad port and it's time stamped. So it happened about 1 something this morning from the video stamped and other
Mm-hmm.
videos that picked them up in flight. The one who got captured, he made the mistake of going into the French Quarter. If anybody don't know by now, the French Quarter is full of facial recognition cameras, especially Bourbon, Royal, all the way to the river, Decatur, all of those streets. And that's how they found him, with facial recognition, and chased him
And
into the
it's and
Monte
it's hooked up
Leone.
to Homeland Security.
Yes. So anybody that got any kind of record, warrants, tickets, or anything on them, don't go in the French Quarter, because they going to catch you quick.
No shenanigans.
Yep. And it's not just doing big ticket days like Mardi Gras and the festivals they have. These cameras are running daily 24/7.
Yes, ma'am.
But
We got them in our neighborhood,
yeah,
and they're often visible with red and blue flashing lights. Red and blue, like voodoo. I say, respect the voodoo.
yes,
They got an eye on you. And let's
they
take a moment to acknowledge Devin Hurst and Big Frida. 38 is just, oh my goodness, that's just a devastatingly young age to pass away in the prime of your life and celebration of your partner's life and career to diabetes. I implore you, diabetics under the sound of my voice, if diabetics is in your family, your parents or your grandparents, please take diabetes very, very seriously. I am a diabetic. I'm a type 2 diabetic. I do my very level best to maintain my sugar levels. I do wear the G7 monitor, so I'm not, pricking my finger, but I can literally open an app on my cell phone at any given moment of the day and monitor my sugar levels and what's going on, physically, eating right, living right, and getting fresh air and exercise are just critical. No matter how old, how young, how fat, how skinny, uh, diabetes will take you out. So we certainly send our condolences to Big Frida and to the family.
yes, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Ashe, Ashe.
Greetings, Shahid Ali. Come on in, beloved. How you doing?
Greetings, Divine Prince, Mama Toni, yes, and others. Blessings. I'm grateful to be here. Just grateful to be here and soaking up the culture and the energy.
Yes. It's definitely a lot going on. It's a lot out in the energy in the city. And I saw where a devastating tornado hit St. Louis today in the city and virtually tore it up. I was watching someone live that lived on the street that the tornado hit, and she was the only one out on the street. And she was saying the neighbors were still in their house scared to come out. And you could hear gas hissing from the broken gas lines. And people were texting her to get away from the gas. She was outside her house to get away from the gas pipes. and I didn't see any first responders coming. So I cut off of her and went to the news station, and the news station was on one corner with the fire department at a building that had some bricks fall off of it. And I just want to scream, why don't
Yes,
y'all look
indeed.
at y'all TikTok and see you got people going live in the damage, you got gas. They need to go turn off the gas. I'm talking to my phone. I mean, the urgency was just there. It's a lot going on. The energy. This energy, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Trump got this energy messed up with his evil minions and the evil stuff that he is doing is downright evil. And
Yes, indeed.
he has raised a lot of evil people doing a lot of evil things. And when that much
My,
evil is in the atmosphere, you're going to have a lot of occurrences. And unfortunately, a lot of innocent people are going to be caught up in it.
yeah, and certainly our sympathies and empathy and ritual prayer and application goes out to people in the St. Louis area. My sister, Wapani, is in that area. She's right in track of the tornado zone. And I haven't heard from her all day. So they may be without power. They may have cell phone towers might be down. But I haven't heard from her since earlier this morning.
Wow. All I can say is everybody needs to be keep their mojos on. Keep them up to date. Keep your family mojo going. The big pot. Whatever you can to protect yourself spiritually and physically.
Yeah.
Because I believe quick days are coming when we're going to need to protect ourselves physically.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yes.
MAGA supporters, cult members, whatever you want to call them, I call them maggots. They are getting more and more emboldened in public spaces and public places. So everybody has to be aware of their surroundings, especially when you in an area where it's a lot of them. Because you never know who is going to click.
Yeah.
Or who got what intentions on their mind and they look like the neighbor next door.
Wow. Yes.
So put your
And don't be
protection.
afraid to be a door popper. We need to go back to door popping and paying attention to who's moving around, what's moving around, where the kids are in your neighborhood at any given moment of the day. Stop ignoring, those sounds that go on, outside in your community. Get to know your neighbors again. We are going to need community in these coming days.
Yes, we are. We're going to need each other. Get to know where your elders are in your neighborhood, your disabled people in your neighborhood. We about to come up on summers, and the heat, I think this summer is going to really be tremendous heat. I mean, it's May in New Orleans, and we got 90-degree temperatures.
Yeah, I'm predicting a really bad storm.
Oh, yes.
And we really don't need that.
especially without FEMA.
We don't need it in this region. We're already below sea level.
Yes.
And are really behind, in terms of green infrastructure and flood mitigation.
Yeah, the river's high too.
Yeah, the river's already high. Our sacred space at the river is completely underwater. It has been for a few weeks.
Wow.
So certainly I appreciate everyone for being present with us and continuing to support the New Orleans National Voodoo Day. Please visit our website at www.vodouday.org for more information and coming updates as we count down the days to our third annual New Orleans Voodoo Day. I encourage you to join us, support us, donate, volunteer, and certainly participate in the dialogue, in the conversation that we bring here at 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time. There are so many questions and controversies and arguing points as it relates to voodoo, still to create the sacred space where we're able to explore and address the truth and the history of our practice and our traditions. So thank you so much for being present with me in the chat, everyone. Thank you kindly to my co-host Shahid Ali, Sister Toni Val, Brother Joshua Nolan, and we look forward to meeting you here Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for more Voodoo Hoodoo 101, Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. All is truly and indeed a blessing. And no matter what you do, respect the voodoo. Ashe, AYIBOBO.
Good night, everyone.